Laxono.
In fact, in life, it's just important.
This is how we're going to start the challenge.
It's also possible. It's also important, or it's possible to go back to God, even no matter how far back you feel like you've fallen away from God. Even if you feel like you're not worthy of His presence, it's still never too late to turn back to Him and ask Him to guide you and do things in His will. Yeah, because things of the world are temporal, but things of God are permanent.
Wait, just took him
15 minutes we block, but 10 15 minutes, bro.
15 minutes?
15 minutes, nembekeza 9 hours. 15 chimoze. Ikagwa hapa izafika bunch pants pali wiki hapa. Maana unapo anesika jumpa kupitira wiki. Ndipo unga kamba to hapa peve hapa no. Ero foot other thing is board band ili pants. Ikabochaka na kabukata second band. Nisengazungu sawa ila. Ungo kamba retracement udaba mo 30 minutes kapangika. Wana botaso. Wana periri pa oyo. Okay, so we're pushing. This is a 50 minutes bar. It's going up just like that. Then this is a $50 account. Already pushing to that side. So let's see what's going on. That's a different phone, and you see, you see what's going on there. These are two different accounts, so trading the same thing right there. Trading the same thing on the PC and everywhere else. So trading the same thing. KDMFX and yeah, Jay, we're back in the system, guys. Back in the system. We're doing the most, guys. We're doing the most. Let's see. Yeah, that's what's good. And yeah, for
this is one thing I like. And to learn to trade, yeah, one video guys, one video. Your problem is these I've already played them, I can see that, but what you just sent me is basically what you're going to see right here. This is the same thing he sent me. This is a day ago. As you can see, it's a day ago. So these are the results he sent me. I'm yet to see what's going to happen. Okay, so this is a page the guy's been yeah, it's been all over trading. Then what did I get out of this? Oh yeah, these are my my results for trading these pairs.
Who's with me on this one? I already took profit for trading currencies right now. Who's with me on this one? Yeah, who's with me on this one? Who's with me?
$1 bill, 1 quarter, and 2 pennies. How much money does he have? Jay broke.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I could record every session and everything which is going on, but right now But right now, yeah, this is the current situation of what's happening. Then let me see. Okay. Let me see what's happening. So this is what was happening. Today. Okay, yeah, today. See, we talked about the possible breakouts, and now we talk about all this. And they said, after talking about the mistake, and somebody was actually in a mess. And yeah. So yeah, this is what happened. Anyways, first spike has just happened. I'm sure the guy is now a bit happy because he talked about a possible breakout. Yeah. So let me see. First spike has just happened right there. Yeah, at least it's going to give him at least some confidence to be in the market. Yeah, it's good. It's good like that. It's good like that.
Karitandike.
I wanna love with somebody. Woo. I wanna be searching somebody. Baby, we tell nobody. Don't you tell nobody. Yeah, it's good, I good. Baby, you are good, as good, I good. Woo!
Stuff.
Emotion. So today gonna be the day I get my first supercar. Finally, like it's something that I've been thinking about for a while. I've been ready to do it for a while, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just go at it. No looking back, and you gotta reward yourself for what you work for. And it's kind of crazy because I'm here parked up at the same spot where I used to take cars, pictures of my first cars, about 3.5 years ago when I first like came across trading and all that. When I was working 2 jobs, I was working at Dunkin' Donuts in the mornings, and then Santa's Enchanted Forest at night. For those of you guys that live in Miami, you guys know what that is. It's like a fair, and pretty much I was the guy that was cycling people, like taking people in a bicycle to their cars and back. I came across trading, and then I remember I had my first account flip. I think I took like $200 to $1,000. I'm like, I'm rich. I found the gold. My mom, that like guys, I'm ready. Like forget about it. And then I stopped working at the fair, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna trade during the nights, and then during the mornings, I'm gonna just do Dunkin' Donuts because I somehow needed to pretty much pay for my life. I had to eat and do all that stuff. And then obviously I blew the account. I took 1,000 to 0, but I never ever gave up because as soon as I saw that opportunity, that light, I'm like, there is, like, this is real. This can really be done. Like, this is something that you only take trades if they're worth it. There's no need to chase trades or chase the money. Like, if you know how to trade and the trade is right, the money will come. You can't really focus on the numbers. If you get the charts down packed, the money will come, no doubt. Investors will come to you. Anything will come. So after after quitting the job, I pretty much just hit it full time in forex, and then I've just been saving up, and I feel like it's time to finally reward myself for everything I have been through, all the failures, all of the walls, the losing streaks and the comebacks. It's just something that is just like, you know what, you're ready for this, and this forces me to work hard. Not even going to college. I went to college for 6 months, and then I remember that I was studying business administration. And then the teacher was teaching me business stuff, and I'm like, guys, that makes no sense. Like I asked the teacher, do you own a business? And then he said, no. I'm like, so how are you teaching me how to run a business? It's like me teaching you guys how to trade when I don't even know what trading view is, It didn't really make sense to me. So use this as a motivation. Like it's something that anybody can achieve. It's just consistency. You need to show up every single day. And without that, no way. This is crazy. I remember about 2-3 years ago, my first car, my first G37, I took my first pictures here. And then same thing.
Mampundu, impatient session.
Oh, my boy.
Congratulations.
Ganalanguluka uchushi evona pikamo Telting kongweshe vampente venaba kaso Unda wa matanzi Ganalanguluka uchushi evona pikamo Telting kongweshe vampente
Yeah, we're back at it again. Well, we've been talking about these guys. We've been talking about these, like where I'm going to be making live trading session videos and how we go about everything. Yo, I want to show you the secrets of Crash 500. I won't say boom, but Crash 500 because we're more focused on Crash 500. As you can see, it's been profitable, and I've been sticking to it for some time now. I'm sure I've been seeing the withdrawals and everything else, like. You know what it is, KDMFX, we've perfected everything. So right now, what you're seeing right now is the 1 minute time frame. That's the first thing we're going to focus before we go to the 5 and other big time frames and stuff like that. So here, basically what I'm just going to show you, as you can see, this is a downtrend market movement right now. It's coming from resistance to support. What really happens? What all the indicators are going to show you. I know it would have been easy to do this on a strategy tester so that you see everything, so that you see what happens exactly in the markets and everything else. But you know what it is. All these indicators we're working with right now, that's not going to be a possible thing to do. But let me just explain to you. As you can see, from the time we started all this, it has been a downtrend market movement. As you can see, like on the LTD with the moving average and the RSI and everything else, it says sell. If you have the setup, I know you know what I'm talking about right now. I know you know exactly what's happening right now and everything else. So this is just to help you out understand what really happens in the market every time you take your trades, when to take your trades, and what you need to look out for when taking a trade. So I'm just going to review a few secrets right here on how to go about everything. So you see, as you can see, you're seeing the markets. It's been fast forwarded so that you see exactly what's happening. So there are gaps there, like you see those spikes which spike twice, and the big spikes. Those are the spikes you need to look out for if you want to successfully catch a few pips. Like if you want to swing a little bit, those are the things you need to aim out for. Always look out for all those conditions, the ones which are going to show you something. And one thing I'm going to tell you, not to be greedy in the markets. Because markets can mess you up. If you are greedy, it can mess you up. So if you take a wrong trade, or if you get spiked while trying to scalp, make sure you can actually augment your account by taking another trade. If your account, like $100 account, you're using lot size 1 on it, I know 2 is good enough for a lot for $100 account, but separate those. Take your first entry, 1 lot size. You trade according to how you're going to trade. You take your entry maybe after every spike you see. Not every spike you see, but there are conditions like you need to check, or you take your trades where you see the start. So this was the first setup. The next setup is just going to be there, like the complete thing, which is there in the elite. Everything else, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So as you can see on the LTD plus the moving average and the RSI, you're seeing those stars appear. So that's like a perfect entry point for you. You take your entries at a point. That's where market actually retraces back to the actual point. So what you're seeing right there is market trying to find a structure which is going to be supported on, and those were all weak. That's why it's breaking them, trying to go to the downside. Reason why the 4-hour time frame is going to show you exactly what you need. So at this point where market spikes hard like that, at least you can take your entry to swing to that point where it did a gap spike. At least that point where it did a gap spike, you can at least scalp something where maybe it touches the moving average, exponential moving average. From there, you can take your TP. That's like I don't know, $2.50, or if you're using a big account, that's like $3. If you're using a big account, like using lot size 5, that's like $300, and you're done. You don't need to be that greedy, because you see, if you stay longer, you see what happens, it spikes. So what I was trying to say is there are points in the market where market will retrace exactly back to the entry points. Like that, it went a little bit back to entry points, and from there I'm sure it's the conditions were met to stay away from. You don't need to go in the markets every time. You need to wait, like you heard. It's not every trade which you need to take. You first have to make sure you check the hard time frames and you see the direction of the hard time frames. Because if you're trading 1 minute as a retail trader, if you're trading on 1 minute candlestick scalping, or if you want to catch a swing trade, what you need to do, make sure you check the higher time frames to confirm. Because first thing, you need to check how the day is going. If it's a bullish one, you're safe when it comes to crash. If it's a bearish one, you can basically just take your swing trades for spikes. You go down with the markets. You go down in the markets. Just calculate how much you're willing to risk. I would give you all the insights you need to, but all that information is exclusive. So yeah, you can join the family if you so wish. We don't force people to join, so if you want to at least make a career off of it, there we give you information which is so exclusive, which you need to get started. So these were just recordings to show you what exactly happens in the market using my indicators. These things happen, but I want you to understand how my indicators work. As you can see, the LTD has just been moving from that point. It shows it moves. It shows you at least a possible time where actual swing can happen. An actual scalping signal can be given. And the next one, you're going to see what happens on an uptrend markets. This was a downtrend market. So this was a spike trade, a successful spike trade. So making the day to be basically a bearish one. It's been moving down from the get-go, like for a while, from where we started the video from. The market has just been pushing price down. Reason being is because the bars on the LTD, they're all red. So it's all red. So possible retracement is exactly at that point where you see a double bottom plus the moving average has actually hit the below part. This is just the 1 minute time frame, like I said. The 5 minutes and the other time frames are going to show you exactly what you need. We have all the videos, the recording session and everything, where we have 2 multiple screens. We show you what happens, which you need to look out for. So which means it's like we're teaching you price action in plain sight for those who don't know how to trade and all that. So I'm sure this is where I got caught up. I'm sure where you get caught up by a spike halfway from support, which was broken to be resistance, and you see market doing a consolidation, trying to look for a way it's supposed to go. So you see to reach that point of entry, it spikes. Reach that point of entry, it spikes, and afterwards it will break out. After that breakout, that resistance is going to be formed as support, and when it supports, it will support the overall trend. And it will become a swing trade. Then that's when the direction of the market happens from. So the other thing is that other time frames. There are other times where you can trade. So the 4-hour block times are the best. Where the 4-hour block is formed, those are the best times, like best times, very best times, because there you know that that resistance is weak enough to be broken, and that support, if it's weak enough, you only see them on higher time frames, like 4 hours at least. If you're trading, if you're a true trader and you want to be in the markets for some time, those are the things you need to look out for. So there you have it. This is what we're going to be doing now, where at least I record the session and I put it out there so that you can see. We can't do this for other markets like currency pairs or NAS, because those, you know how they move. But for boom and crash, it's very much easy to do this, because the reason being, this happens every day. We see this every day. It's a repeated process. It happens every day. So it's easy for me to come up with such videos and show you. The only thing you need to do is just follow this. This happens every day. So that thing where no, I tell you this and that. No. This happens every day. It's not affected by whatever it is. As you can see, there the resistance has formed to what? Support, and it's supporting the trend, and the trend is doing what? It's now going back to the upside, and it's trying to break that resistance and push the price upwards. So I'm sure you see all this where this market will reach that point, and moving average is actually under the candlestick, so it's pushing price to the upside. So so we do this. We'll be doing this every day. Markets does that every day. So we'll be doing this every time. At least if you watch this, it's going to be beneficial for you. If you reach this far, I'm sure you've got more than enough information for you to get you started. All the indicators which are here, I'm sure they're out there, some of them, but they're a different code. If you can implement this, good for you. But for those in the elite, this is what you get. This is what you get. Plus, this was the first setup, but the one we have right now is more than all this. So you know what you get in there. So this is what's happening right now. You see possible breakouts, and market is moving. It will retest that point several times. For those who try to catch spikes at the resistance, which was retested more than twice, I'm sure you even regret holding for those spikes, because the market actually retraces and goes all the way up. Anyways, that's the thing we have. I've talked too much, guys. I've talked too much. I'm not a commentator and everything else. Some of you don't appreciate them videos and other stuff. So but I'll be doing this for my future reference, just in case I lose my way as well. I'll have my stuff. I'll come back to my stuff, and I'll know what boom and crash really is. The only thing which is going to hold me back at this point is if at all the market was to change. If boom and crash was to be removed off derivative or something was to happen, boom and crash. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, this, as long as it's here to stay, I always come up with good ideas on how to catch the good trades. So once you see the big spikes, what do? Let's take a scalp trade. Then what happens to the signal for the MACD and the RSI? Anyways, you see everything. I'll make sure you get to understand all this. I just say a lot of Africans win when it comes to boom and crash. But for now, I'm more focused on crash. Boom is slow. It doesn't make enough money. So we'll focus on crash 500 for now. Crash 500 is one at least you can trade with a small account. I wanted to acknowledge this other thing where if you're using $25 US account and below, 0.50 lot size is a maximum. Accounts which are $30 US and above, you can go in with you can still use lot size 0.5, but one lot size is doable. But you need to trade with conscious. Then 50 going up to $100, one lot size is recommended. Then $100 going all the way up. At least you can open 2 positions of one lot size each, maybe different times. Sometimes you get spiked, that's like 2, so you put your account to pressure, but it won't blow your account. You still come back to the entry points as long as you follow what I tell you. As long as you follow what I tell you, put that in mind. When you follow what I tell you, put that in mind. So what else? As you can see, the market actually chased back to the position. It has even crossed that point after the big spikes. Always look for the big spikes if you want to buy. Look for the biggest spikes. Those bigger spikes, they can't spike like crazy afterwards. No, it has to come back. Everything has its limit. Everything has its limit. You see, another big spike just like that. Oh yeah, this is another thing. After the market chased back to that point, I'm sure this was a different time. Probably this was a different time. So the big spikes we're talking about, there they are. It's like I've talked through the whole video. Okay, let me give you some time. You watch for yourself, then you get to understand. I think I talk too much. I should stop talking too much, guys. What do you think? I should stop talking too much. But right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm actually recording a session of an uptrend market, an example of an uptrend market. Yeah, you see? So that's a big spike which has now passed the support. What do you do at that point? At least you can buy because the bars are what? They're blue. Giving you at least an insight. The star has popped up, then see? Yeah, so when the star pops up, at least you can do at least 5 minutes of scalps, and yeah, you can take your tip, because at that point the spike can likely happen to make a condition for a very long trend. Because yeah, 3 spikes, 1, 2, 3 spikes. It's more like 3 spikes in order to make a proper trend line. Then afterwards you find a breakout, then from there I'm sure it will hit the major support, which is going to be supported where you find the crossing of the moving average, the RSI, and everything else. We find just a perfect movement, and the signal for the MACD is going to be under there. So which means all this is going to be perfect condition for an uptrend. I'm sure this market went all the way up, because this is just an example of an uptrend market. So from that point, market went all the way up. And I'm sure you're going to watch it and see for yourself. I've explained almost everything. Then for the TP, the previous market movement is the valid points where after the spike and everything else, maybe you got spiked, you held for a long time. Market comes back to that point, so that at least it gives you some time to recover. If you don't recover, you risk losing everything. And if you want to be greedy enough, you lose everything. They won't pardon you. You lose everything, basically lose everything. But once you get spiked at that point, maybe that point where you're not expecting it, like that invisible spike, it will be covered. It will be covered. Trust me, it will be covered. I've been there. But you just have to calculate your risk. Know that at least you won't blow your account. Should also consider this. You see, when the bars are just becoming so small on the LTD and the RSI and everything is just above 80 mark, that's when a spike is likely to happen, and when it's near the resistance. And one thing I wanted to say, that spike or that trend was to cover up the previous spike movement. So if you see there are a lot of spikes which were coming its way, and yeah, it will always do that. I'm sure the same thing which is happening right now. After 2 spikes, and the market goes all the way up.
And I feel it coming. We in the final days.
God's zone.
We in the final days.
Shout.
Can't your neighbor say? Ask your neighbor say.
Rapture.
For these are the last days, we are waiting the rapture. These are the final days, we are waiting the rapture. Tell your neighbor say, we are waiting the rapture. Tell your neighbor say, we are waiting the rapture.
We in the final days. Go to Magula Chani. We in the final days. Go to Magula Chani. Can't your neighbor say? Go to Magula Chani. Ask your neighbor say. Go to Magula Chani.
Knock knock, who's that Jesus? What do you want, the believers? I got the Bible in my hand. His word on my chest, I put his word on demand, so I can never be testing for the things of the world. Cause I've seen enough, I've done enough. Now I'm done wasting my prime time, cause I know in the life after I will dine with the Messiah. It will be an honor, so I read the raps of the realities to keep me going when I wanna quit. Salvation ni weka Muli Jesus in any maker. Nanyamla na Bible mumanja Vaneba teyani kaganja.
We are in the last days. Kodi Magwira Chani. We are in the final days.
Kodi Mwagira Chani. Turn to your neighbor, say, Kodi Mwagira Chani. Ask your neighbor, say, Kodi Mwagira Chani. For these are the last days, we are waiting the rapture. These are the final days, we are waiting the rapture. Tell your neighbor, say, we are waiting the rapture. Tell your neighbor, say, we are waiting the rapture.
We are in the final days, Kodi Mwagira Chani. We are in the final days, Kodi Mwagira Chani. Turn to your neighbor, say, Kodi Mwagira Chani. Ask your neighbor, say, Kodi Mwagira Chani.
Every day I pray so I never go astray. Cause this world is full of envy, this world is full of lust, this world is full of jealousy, in this world full of greed. I pray to be different, I choose to walk with Christ. I wanna be drunk in His word for eternity, blinding myself from a sinful act. I choose to walk in His light, I choose to always be righteous, to win souls to the other side. For it's my calling, I cannot deny. My purpose to save God, to preach the gospel to the nations, prepare the world for His coming. Inside I live, be notified. Not at Miloni and Akuchechi. Their time is now, don't waste it. Just say Jesus, you shall be saved. Enlighten yourself to be purified. The holy life is a must live. What you living for if it's not Him? So learn to live with the word, learn to practice the word, learn to speak the word, learn to be in the word, learn to teach the word, learn to share the word for the pastures green on the other side. Salvation ni weka Muli Jesus in any maker. Nanyamla na Bible mumanja Baneba teyani kaganja. Yeah, in the last days, Kodi Mwagira Chani. We are in the final days, Kodi Mwagira Chani. Turn to your neighbor, say, Kodi Mwagira Chani. Ask your neighbor, say, Kodi Mwagira Chani. For these are the last days, we are waiting the rapture. These are the final days, we are waiting the rapture. Tell your neighbor, say, we are waiting the rapture. Tell your neighbor, say, we are waiting the rapture.
We are in the final days, Kodi Mwagira Chani. We are in the final days, Kodi Mwagira Chani. Turn to your neighbor, say, Kodi Mwagira Chani. Ask your neighbor, say, Kodi Mwagira Chani.
God's own, man. Yeah, you only live once, and to live once is to live right.
Rapture.
And now we've reached the final stage of everything, you see. So from resistance, untested resistance has touched, and yeah. So from there, so now market is going to retrace back and start spiking down all the way down. Looking at the signal for the MACD and everything else, so the conditions are right for a downtrend, and that's a continuation. We're out now. KDMFX signing out. Happy trading, everybody. Looking forward for the next video. I'm going to explain more.